Hey guys, I'm here with another 10 cards, 1 kit from the Love from Lizi March 2018 card kit. Here are my card bases. The card kit comes with a white piece of cardstock that is alcohol marker friendly. So I am using that here to stamp out my images, and then I brought in my own white cardstock to replace it for my card base. So I'm stamping these images for the first time with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and they stamped out beautifully. Just getting this one little cupcake that I have missed. And so I just rotate my paper. The goal was just to stamp them all out, and then I was going to use my brother's scan and cut to cut out all the images. So here they are all cut out. And here is one of the 12 by 12 sheets, and I'm going to cut those little guys out. And I actually already cut some out, again, using my brother's scan and cut. It was my first time cutting out colored images. They are not perfect, but I was pretty impressed. And here I went ahead and cut out these images, and I just fussy cut those while I watched a show. And so jumping into card 1, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my pattern paper. All the pattern paper I use comes in the kit. Everything I use comes in the kit. I think I only brought in one stamp at the end. That was not a part of the kit. And I say everything I use comes in the kit. I use several add-ons. So this chipboard sticker that I'm using, the Sweet Moments, is an add-on. If you've been watching me, you know I love my chipboard stickers. So every time Lizi comes out with a kit, and that is one of the add-ons, I do always get that and typically use it throughout my 10 cards 1 kit video. So I'm using some of the ribbon that came in the kit just to tie a bow on the bottom. I decided to keep this card pretty sweet. That chipboard sticker matches the pattern paper perfectly and is a little sparkly, so I didn't want to do too much with it. Card 2, I've gone ahead and adhered my pattern paper to my card base. My camera was acting weird, so I had to delete that footage. And then I've taken a vanilla piece of cardstock and used a circle stitch die to cut that out. And then I am taking some of the chipboard stickers, and on some of the chipboard stickers I add some double-sided tape just for a little extra security. Sometimes I've noticed if I use the stickers, they'll pop off. So no big deal. I mean, whatever. I'll just add a little bit of tape adhesive and it's totally fine. So I add a couple of these, again, chipboard stickers to this little vanilla piece. And then I take a couple of the buttons that came in the kit and put some glue dots on the back of those and adhere, well, just one of them. And then adhere that, and then I take these little gemstones, which I love, and go ahead and add those. And then that will complete card 2. For card 3, I'm taking some of the gold, I guess we could say foil, sentiments, little plastic pieces, and I'm running them through my sticker maker. I wanted to use a couple, and I wanted them to have adhesive that you really wouldn't see since they were clear. Go ahead and pop my panel down. And then I used a rectangle stitch die to cut these 2 pieces out and just kind of lay them on there a little wonky. And then these are, again, a couple chipboard stickers that I decided to use. I used some of that pink specialty paper. It's kind of pink and white, kind of cloudy. It reminds me of clouds, whatever, if they were pink. And I used an oval stitch die to cut that out. And then I'm going to adhere the hello. And there was a little bit of adhesive, a little bit of a mess. But I brought in my sand eraser and I just go ahead and clean it up with that, and it worked perfectly. Go ahead and use some Stampin' Dimensionals, pop that up. And then I think this is the one where I bring in 2 buttons and go ahead and adhere those buttons down just as an embellishment. Yes. And that will complete that card. For card 4, again, adhering my, I have a white piece of cardstock. I'm going to adhere it down. I'm going to bring in the stamp set. I'm taking a brown piece of cardstock and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. I believe this is You're the Sweetest. And I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss that with white embossing powder. And then I'm going to quickly color these 3 images I decided to use. I did speed it up quite a bit, so sorry if you cannot see the colors, but really simple coloring. I'm using several colors, but really you can't really tell a difference as far as the shading. What's nice about these images is that they already have their shading there. So there's really no guesswork as to where your light source is coming from. You can just use the shading marks already provided to make those areas darker. And if you were not aware, the stamp set was designed by a fellow design team member on the Love from Lizi team, Crafty Not Shifty. That's her YouTube name, so definitely go check her YouTube channel out if you haven't. Her name is Laura. So she's been a part of the team with me since the beginning, which has been nice. And Lizi just announced her new members of the design team. It's a big design team. It's growing, so it's really great that we'll have a variety of card makers showcasing the kit. So you'll have a ton of ideas when you get your kit. Go ahead and take my Jelly Roll pen to add some highlights. It's actually the first time I did this and I felt like it was successful. So and then once I do that, I will take my sentiment and put some Stampin' Dimensionals on that, as well as my images here. And then I pop everything up in the center. It's a really clean card. And then that will complete this card. Just cleaning up some areas with my blender pen. For card 5, taking some pattern paper, piecing it together. I bring in the peel-offs that come in the kit and I go ahead and line this floral piece that I just adhered down. Put a couple of the peel-offs on the edge to just kind of finish off that edge. I like doing this quite a bit, especially with the peel-offs. It's always nice. I don't like a rough edge, meaning, you know, I just feel like this is seamless when you add a little border. With pattern paper you're piecing together. I'll adhere this to my card base. And then I'm taking this Enjoy, and it went perfectly with this piece of cardstock, or this piece of panel of paper that says these moments. This panel came from a 12 by 12 sheet that comes in the kit, and I just cut it down. And I fussy cut out the circle part, and then I go ahead and adhere that down. I add a couple of the flower card or chipboard stickers. And that will complete that card. For card 6, I've used this die to create 3 little holes. And I am going to make a little shaker card. When I was making this card, I wasn't sure really where I was going. I kind of had an idea in mind, and I didn't like that. So the end result is something completely different than what I had originally thought I was going to do. So I'm adding some acetate to over the areas where it is open. And then I'm taking these Stampin' Up! Adhesive strips, which are really great if you want to create shaker cards, because they have the height and they're thin, so you can get in thin areas, which is always nice. This kit is still available. I don't know if I mentioned that, but as of right now, it is still available. All links will be below, as well as the links to the add-ons. If you haven't checked out the unboxing, the link for that video will be below if you want in more detail of what comes in the kit. And so once I see that that looks good, I go ahead and add the sequins. Take off the adhesive, and then go ahead and pray and put my card base on top, since obviously I don't want to flip this over, that it comes out even. And that worked out perfectly. So I take this scrap of paper and go ahead and add that, just to kind of give it a break with the busy pattern paper of those sweets. And then again, adding those those peel-offs. And then I take this piece of, well, not piece, but this chipboard sticker. It's nice and big, so it was the nice length or height of the card. And I was adhering it down, and I decided to go ahead and add some of the pink ribbon and then tie a bow around it, just to give it a little dimension. Tie a bow, trim it up. And then I decided against a sentiment for this card, so I just kind of leave it as is, and it could be kind of an all occasions card. I use a glue dot to adhere that bow so it doesn't come untied. And that is that card. Here I have used the hexagon dies that came in the kit and cut out 3 shapes at the top of this craft cardstock that came in the kit as well. It's a little bit of a textured cardstock. It's really nice. I take this ribbon that came in the kit with the little cupcakes and go ahead and I'm just securing that on the bottom and using some glue dots so it doesn't shift on me. And then I've tied a bow with this ribbon as well that I'm going to adhere. And of course, the bow would probably be the last thing you would want to adhere because it's bulky. But I go and adhere it anyway, and then I have to attach this panel to my card base. So, not a big deal, but I don't know why I did it. I did it that way. I've taken 3 of the cupcakes from the stamp set. I've colored them off screen. The coloring, again, was very simple. Since these videos are quite time consuming, I don't show a lot of detail. It's just to give you ideas from the kit. But I used very light colors, a light pink, light brown, to kind of go with the craft and the pink cardstock as well as the ribbon. And then I'm adhering those with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I take some brown cardstock and I go ahead and stamp my sentiment out with my Versamark. I'm going to do heat embossing, and I heat emboss that with white embossing powder. I love this sentiment. It's a party without cake is just a meeting. That's cute. I'm going to go ahead and pop the sentiment down. And then what do? I add a couple more highlights to my little stamped images again. And then that will be it for this card. For card 8, I really like this piece of paper. It was one of the panels that came in the 12 by 12 sheet. I'm going to go ahead and wrap some ribbon around it and tie a bow at the top. And what I liked about this paper is all those little pieces I cut out at the beginning that I really don't end up using. Well, one of them matched one of the little candy jars here. So I trimmed it down to fit a card base because it was a little bit larger. I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to my card base. The banner down there that you would add a sentiment, I'm actually bringing in a chipboard sticker to put on top of that. I didn't want to stamp a sentiment directly on that. I wanted a little bit of dimension. So here is that chipboard sticker. Going to cover that right up. And then here is that piece of paper that matches that one little candy jar perfectly. So I just pop that up and place that over the flat image just to give it some dimension. I really like that. And then I go ahead and add my really tiny bow. And then I take one of these little packaged treat boxes and adhere that to the right just to give it a little bit of extra something. And then that will complete this card. I'm just taking some dimensionals and giving it a little bit of stability. And that is it for that card. So for card 9, I'm taking this pattern paper, adhering it down to my black card base. And then here is a piece of specialty cardstock that came in the kit. I used a circle stitch die to cut this out. Adhere that in the center, and then I take 2 of the chipboard stickers again. And if you don't have the chipboard stickers, you could cut out these images from the 12 by 12 sheets that come in the kit. Kind of make it work. Stick this wonderful, this is the layered chipboard sticker, wonderful at the top. And then I go ahead and adhere these 2 little chipboard stickers to the center. I really like this card. And then just kind of stabilizing it with a Stampin' Dimensional so it's not uneven. And that was a really quick and simple card. And that is it for card 9. I like that one. So finally for card 10, I am using this piece of pattern paper because it goes, I had 2 black card bases left, so these 2 pieces went really well. Adhere that down. I am bringing in a doily from my stash. You can get packages of doilies at, paper doilies at probably the dollar store. But I got these at Michael's. They had several different colors, so I got a pack. And if you use a coupon, it's a good deal. I'm going to trim off the edges. And then I've taken that piece of pink floral pattern paper. Had a little bit left, enough to cut out this rectangle stitch die. I go ahead and adhere that. And then here's a layered chipboard sticker, a couple of these, and I really like this cake and I wanted to make sure to use it before my cards were up. And this is a birthday cheers all around, I think is what the sentiment says. This sentiment I got from a stamp set in my stash. So I thought it went well with the cake. And then that will complete this card. Here is what I have left over in the kit. So a ton of products left over as always. If you are interested in any of the products that you've seen, they will be listed below. The kit, like I said, is available. So if you are interested, you want to go ahead and grab one while they are still available. Lizzie's kits always sell out. So if you're interested, check that out. She also does offer subscription services. So that link will be below. Let me know what your favorite card was. Here are all the still shots coming up. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.